Hello, welcome to another segment of Building with Jim. We are still working on our RC Guys Super Decathlon building series. Today we're going to do a support item, which is a gas tank. We'll be running a 30cc gasser in this plane, so we're going to need a good gas tank. Gas engines are notoriously fickle. They want a very, very tight, perfect system. You can get away with a few bubbles in your gas, in your glow fuel. You can't get away with anything coming in your gas lines on a gasser. It'll cause the engine to run funny or quit. So the first thing I can tell you is that when I first went to fly a gasser, I took a tank just like this that came with the kit, and I went and I bought a nice Sullivan super stopper or whatever they call it, and it is a I put it in, and the second flight it split. Gasoline pouring out of the plane. It didn't burn, didn't explode. I played all kinds of havoc trying to get the old gas and oil out of the plane, but beyond that, it told me I needed to go look for something better. Veteran flyers in our club told me about soda bottle gas tanks. I started to research those, and with their help and with some other research help from the folks at RCU, at that time I was able to find out how to build a really good gas tank for my radio control plane. We're not going to use the gas tank that came with this because we're going to use a Fiji Water Bottle. Let me bring you in closer so you can see better what we're doing here. Okay, we've pulled in closer, and now you can see that the bottle's cleaned off, the label's been removed, and we're going to move ahead with it. Well, now you're going to have a bottle, and then you're going to have, if you can see this is a PSP aluminum cover for the bottle. This is one right here. There's the black O-ring. There's that. You use them together and you have a beautiful cap. This is the trick right here, the PSP. So you take that, and of course you're going to have a vent. So what do you do with that? That's easy enough. You pick a spot and you're going to want to put a vent in there. You're going to need a fitting. These are called tetras. And let me show you what these particular tetra fittings look like, because they're quite amazing. Actually, they do a nice job of it. As you can see, it doesn't extend into the bottle, it just has a flange that goes into the bottle. What we're going to do now is we're going to drill a hole right in the shoulder of the bottle, up near the top. Pick a spot, try not to ruin the bottle, of course. Now, if you do ruin the bottle, a Fiji water bottle at any convenient market is $1.49. You're not going to have to worry about it. There you go. You've got a nice hole drilled, but you've got some debris around the edges. So you want to clear those edges. I just use an X-Acto knife to clean the edges up a little bit. And if there's sometimes a little around the inside, very, very carefully clean that out, of course. And there you go. I'm sure that'll drop in now. Just about. Okay, so it may take you a little bit of work to get your fitting up inside the bottle. But as you can see, it's not that hard. There we go. These come with a washer and a nut. Now you won't need anything beyond this inside the tank for a vent. This is the vent. This is all you have to have in there. And that's done. Once this is put on, you're all set. Let's do the clunk. Here's something you're going to want to know. I'm not using my gas tank, but there's no reason I can't use the clunk that comes with this. It's very important to remember. Now you see how this doesn't want to go in? That's fine. Take your needle nose and you can stretch out the tubing just a little bit. Don't go crazy, you don't want to tear holes in it, but you get a good amount of stretch out of it. And once you've got that stretched enough, you'll be able to slide your clunk on. Now, the one thing to remember with Tygon is when it's immersed in gas, it is going to get longer. That's just the way it does. So figure out where you're going to be when you're on your nipple that's up in here and back here. You can see where the bottom is. That's about where the bottom is. You need to move that a full ½ inch away from that bottom if you want to get it right. My apologies for going off camera there for a moment. Okay, we've got our cap, we've got our clunk. I typically use 3M, if I can get them, 3M zip ties because they're made of material that's tough and holds up. There you go. 2 zip ties, a few inches of tubing. PSP aluminum cap, and we have built ourselves a gas tank for our decathlon. It's tough, it holds 16 ounces. Notice I've got more than a ½ inch clearance in the back to let that stretch so it doesn't hit on the bottom there. And by the way, throw some gas in there, pump some gas in. Let it sit a little bit, make sure, let it stretch out, make sure it's good before you put it in. You don't want to pull it back out again. But once it gets soaked, it'll stretch out pretty quickly within 5 minutes or so. So there you go.